Yeah, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Brush in the air and the beat on time. Oh, oh, oh. Color jumps in and the world feels right. Oh, oh, oh. Step into the frame, yeah, we're moving again. Oh, oh, oh. Sparking up the magic we forgot within. Every moment's a brand new start. A little rhythm and a little art. Shake off the doubt, no looking back. We're rising up, we're on the right track. We're getting back on track with Betty Mac, where the canvas glows and the music snaps. Turn it up, let the good vibes stack. Yeah, we're back on track with Betty Mac. Oh, 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 Betty Mac. Oh, 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 Betty Mac. Oh, 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 Betty Mac. Yeah, we're back on track.
Hi, and welcome to Back on Track with Betty Mac. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We have great guests, and I'm going to get right into it because they have a lot of wonderful information to share with you. So I'm very happy to welcome Rick Miller.
Hi.
And Mike Sturdivant.
Hello, Miss Betty.
So good to have you. We're talking about something very unique today, right?
Very well done. Well done.
Okay.
Well played.
Uniquely you.
This is how you got your own show.
Hey.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Uniquely you. This is awesome. This is an awesome magazine, but it's very special to me this time because that young man on the cover is from EN-RICH-MENT.
Yes.
Yes, and that is Kyrie Lisbon. Talk about Kyrie and why is he on your cover?
Well, yeah, so I can jump in on that. Last December, I was in attendance at your Enrichment Gala. As you know, I've known you a few years now, and I love your program, big supporter. And Kyrie's grandfather just gave such an amazing video. Because Kyrie's one of your award winners, so I should start there. He won the Alex Simon, was it Percussion Award?
Alex Simon Percussion Award, that's
awesome.
right.
And I've been working with Rick for coming up on 4 years now.
Actually, it's
I
over
think
4
we're
years
celebrating
now.
our
Is that
4th
right?
anniversary
Over
of
4
Uniquely
years.
You.
Yep.
So this magazine has been
Yeah,
out
we've
for
had a
4
new
years.
print. We launched it in June of 2022.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
So if you're not familiar with our magazine, we highlight individuals who have various disabilities or special needs, their families, and organizations that support them. And at your gala, Kyrie won an award, and his grandfather gave an incredible video about Kyrie's autism and how the enrichment program really changed his life.
Most definitely.
And as soon as I saw that video, I was joking with you. I took your program and I marked his page, and it sat on my counter for like 5 months. And then I picked the magazine up and the bookmark fell out, and I lost who the child was. So I had to call Betty and say, look, I have this great idea, but I don't know who I'm featuring. So, but I was blown away by the story, and I was blown away by Kyrie. Had a chance to meet him that night for just a few seconds, and his grandfather is so wonderful. And I knew we wanted to tell that story about Kyrie and how your program had such a positive effect on him. And it was just, I knew right then that we wanted to be a cover story, not just a story. So I kind of filed him away. Obviously, we only have one cover, but we have a lot of features. So until the right month. And I believe we have him in May, right, was what I believe. So we were working on it in March.
This is June.
June.
Yes.
It's this month. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. It is this month.
That's
I get my
okay.
magazines confused.
It's all right.
And so I reached out to you, and you connected me with his grandfather, Ollie, and we started the process. And Kyrie's our cover story.
Made it happen.
Yeah, so it was so great I had a chance to do about an hour interview with his grandfather, learn all about Kyrie, learn about their family. And then we came to see you about doing pictures, and the article came together just so great. And it was such an amazing story.
I mean, it really is. Now, I know you want to read this amazing story. So how can they get this magazine?
Yeah, so we always have the digital copy available online. So if you go to Facebook and search Uniquely You Ohio, you'll find the link there. You can find the full digital magazine. You could go just to Kyrie's. You can read the whole magazine. And you can find, honestly, we have a link tree, 4 years worth of our magazine. So you can go and read every single one that we have. But if you go and look, Kyrie's was the one being featured right now because it's the current month. So check out Uniquely You Ohio on Facebook. You'll find our link tree in there, and you'll be able to see the digital magazine.
Well, I want to know, Rick, how did this come about? Okay, it's been 4 years. Where did this come from? Where did this idea?
So it originated, I own franchise magazines with a group called the N2 Company, and they've been around since 2008, I think, and they are just these niche community audience publications. And back in 2019, another franchise owner actually had presented this idea to do a magazine all about the disability community.
Awesome.
And that was in Indianapolis. And so when that happened, I heard about it, learned about it, and really started just to say, hey, I'm going to do one of these. And I wanted to bring this concept, this model to our community here. And so finally, you know, after a little bit of time, it was a test product, a concept product at the time. And I felt very passionate. I talked to Mike actually right around the same time about like, hey, I don't know what you think about this, but I'm really working hard to bring this special needs magazine. And Mike was gracious, and he said, I don't know how I could be a part of this, but I would love to come on board and build this with you. And so together, he and I have sort of taken what was a very, you know, concept type of thing and built what you see today in Uniquely You magazine. And it really, the concept of it is just, hey, let's tell the story about families and individuals from the disability space and really put them, you know, instead of what's maybe more traditional being put in the back of the room, let's put them on the cover of a magazine and let's really celebrate them. And at the same time, you know, we want to introduce resources and we want to share how, you know, how we were talking kind of before we turned the cameras on about how when you tell the story about people, when you focus on people, the connection and engagement really happens at a high level. And then we get to tell the stories about places like EN-RICH-MENT, where the help, and you know, you talk about Kyrie and like coming out of a show and really like finding his voice, his confidence, and you know, something like that, you tell the story about the person and then everybody's want to know, how did he get there? That's when the resources come into play. And so, you know, we do a print magazine, we mail out, you know, 1,000 copies a month, but the digital version is where a lot of people get connected to it. And it's really been a great journey.
And one of the things that I think is exciting is, as Rick said, we were the second pilot of this magazine, and as of last year, it became a national franchise. So now this magazine is spreading all over the United States.
I think there's about
2 in Florida.
There's about 10 Uniquely You magazines launched across the country, with more to come. I know of another 4 or 5 off the top of my head that are right on the brink of launching in other communities. So it really is something that has caught on as
amazing.
Let's go celebrate people.
It
and
is.
I think that's
every
happening.
city, every state should have one.
Absolutely.
Really?
I agree.
I mean, for real.
I agree. If you want to launch a Uniquely You franchise somewhere, let me know.
Oh, okay.
Let me know. I'll take
and
care
how
of
can
you.
they reach you?
So my email, you can email me, you can message us on Facebook. Probably the easiest way, just message me on Facebook. You know, Mike or I always answer those, and if you've got a question, message us, and we can get you connected to whatever information
And you
want.
want to do that because we have so many wonderful, wonderful stories that haven't been told. That need to be told. That's one thing I really love. I love a lot of things about enrichment, but we embrace the population with the autistic children. You know, and there's so much talent. They're so gifted. You know, they come in a little scary, a little nervous, like Kyrie did at first, but then they find their passion, and his was drums.
Well, the thing I loved is talking with Ollie, his grandfather, that he would always be on his tablet doing musical apps. And he was just so naturally drawn to it. He said at an early age, like that was his gift that he was given. You know, I was talking to you about everybody has this gift. His was music. And it was your program. He mentioned that his Kyrie's sister was in EN-RICH-MENT. Previously, so it's kind of been a family. You've supported the whole family over the years.
We do that with families.
It's just great to like how his story started so young on a tablet and discovering, oh, he's really into this, and then the way you were able to just develop that out of him is
and
amazing.
he just excels, you know, and he's playing a little bit of keyboard now. We have something called Modern Band, and he plays the drums on that, and he's just in his own world.
I told you
when he does that.
Pre-show, we went in for the pictures with Michelle, our photographer, and his grandfather was there. I met him in person, and Michelle and Kyrie were in the room, the drummer and the grandfather and I were standing outside, and he just started going, and I was mid-sentence and was like, I took a video and sent it to Rick, and I was like, you got to see how good this kid is. Like, he was exceptional on the drums.
He was producing. He was telling you what to do to write for himself.
I'm jealous of people that have musical talent. I wish I do. It's not my thing. But his talent level on the drums was so this is not just a feel-good story. Oh, Miss Betty took him in and like you have developed him into a real talented musician.
Yeah, he is. We're so proud of him, and he's proud of himself.
That's the key. That's the key, right?
Yeah, and I'm like,
That
wow, look at him.
confidence.
I remember from when he came in to where he is now.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. Like you said, now he's picking up new instruments
Oh,
and learning
yeah,
them.
he
He
is.
started playing Journey on the keyboard for us. And I was like, this kid's amazing.
He plays the congas. You know, he
He's
can do it
amazing.
all.
And then you find out the story about his autism diagnosis and his thing, and
Right.
it just made that story even more
Right.
impactful when
You
saw it in
have to
person.
read. You have to read this story. I'm going to have them put this up there again. You have to read this story, Uniquely You, and the website again is.
If you go to Facebook, you can
Facebook.
find it on Uniquely You Ohio, or if you want to go online, uniquelyumag.com.
Okay.
That's actually a place you could see all the magazines across the country, but you can hone in on the Ohio version and see the stories there too.
And I'll tell you,
Right.
once this comes out on social media, we can drop the link in the comments. So
Sounds good.
once this comes out, check
All
the
right.
comments. We'll
And we'll do that.
Yep, we'll drop our link tree in our social media, and you can find it in the comments.
I think that's really awesome, and the two of you work together quite well. You know, feed off one another. You know.
I hope so. I say so. I don't know what
Because,
boss says, but I think so.
No,
Yeah, but
I
it's-
tell people all the time on that line, Uniquely You magazine would not be what it is without Mike. Mike has built
I appreciate that.
so much of what our content plan and how we feature and how we tell these stories. Mike and I have worked hand in hand on building this, and I really believe like the model that we follow and what's being followed across the country in so many ways with Uniquely You magazine, it's through these conversations of how do we feature people? How do we bring organically the story? And like you mentioned, like it's not just a feel-good story. And we really, Mike and I have talked a lot about how this isn't just Instagram. This isn't rainbows and butterflies. This isn't make-believe. This is the real stories. They have a positive spin, but they have some challenge. And Mike has done a good job of building this platform out on the content side where we can tell those stories, but keep it engaging and keep it enlightening. And I think that, as we get nominations, and that's another link we can share, like people watching this have individuals that we need to tell their story.
Need to be
Nominate
celebrated.
them. That's
yes.
how we get all of our stories.
Okay.
We get those nominations in, and then we get a chance to meet the Kyries of the world, and we get a chance to meet the enrichments of the world through this. And it really just illuminates everybody, and
It's a win-win
that's what Mike has
for
brought into this,
everybody.
and I'm really appreciative for what this has become.
That is so
And one of our goals from the start when we first talked, so my background actually a little bit was in this community.
Yes.
So previously, I'm self-employed now, but for about 5 years, I worked for a nonprofit called Hattie Larlam, and we worked with individuals with intellectual developmental disabilities. So our company did, we could work with somebody from birth to death, no matter where you were at. I personally worked in job training. So I was a regional manager. We ran an employment program where we brought high-functioning adults in a safe, simulated environment, and then we trained them with soft skills to get them ready for employment. And then we had another department that could actually come out and help them secure a community job.
Awesome.
And provide services to make them successful. So we could have somebody with Down syndrome or autism that starts day one, and we could take them all the way through a successful employment job was our goal. So, but I saw a lot of parents who that time frame where your child is transitioning out of high school in the real world is terrifying. Or when they were in our program, the transition in the community, or if you're a mom with a younger child and you're just going through the emotions of what we're doing in everyday life.
Right.
One of the things we talked about is we wanted to create a magazine where no matter where you were at in your story, we had something there that could, hey, other people have gone through this. One of our big things is we have an employment feature in every single magazine.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because we want to tell that story of if your child is getting ready to go in the community, it's okay. Here are a lot of people like your child that are thriving and how they got there. And we want to give a call out to the amazing companies that are hiring these people and giving people with disabilities a chance, or the enrichments that are giving kids or adults a chance. So it's kind of hand in hand to say, here are some great stories that, where you're at in your journey is great, but here are also some great organizations that are supporting people like your child along the way.
That's really good. So you have, in this magazine, you have some job.
Yep.
Job
Employment.
Absolutely.
employment mentioned in
There's
there.
a community employment success article in each
Okay.
magazine every month on an individual and the business that they work for. There's some businesses in there that sponsor the magazine, use the magazine for visibility and advertisement, quote unquote, who do job placement, and they work with individuals to find them that employment. So a lot of resources spread throughout the magazine.
So again, if you might even be able to employ someone, get in touch
Yeah,
with them.
absolutely.
Any kind of
Love to
resources
connect
that you want to share. I'm sure that they would
And
be
if
happy
we can't
to
help,
have
we can
that.
connect you with the
Yeah,
right people.
we probably
Okay.
know the right person to get
Yeah.
you connected
Okay.
to. So yeah,
That's
absolutely.
good. This is a great story.
Yeah,
I'm so
thank
happy
you.
that you were able to come on and share it.
Thank you
And
for
of course, I'm
inviting us to
happy
come on
that you
and
have
share.
Kyrie on
Yes,
the
of
front
course.
of this
We have to.
magazine.
Yes.
Uniquely you, finding his own beat. Kyrie Lisbon, a product of Enrichment. And
Yes.
thank you again for sharing this story and all the
Thank you.
wonderful information.
Absolutely.
A lot of things I learned too.
Thanks for
just
having
doing
us.
That,
Yes, we're excited to be here.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. And thank you for tuning in to Back on Track with Betty Mack. I'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Brushing the air and the beat on time. Oh, 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 oh. Color jumps in and the world feels right. Oh, 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 oh. Step into the frame, yeah, we're moving again. Oh, 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 oh. Sparking up the magic we forgot within. Oh, oh, oh. Every moment's a brand new start. A little rhythm and a little art. Shake off the doubt, no looking back. We're rising up, we're on the right track. We're getting back on track with Betty Mac, where the canvas glows and the music snaps. Turn it up, let the good vibes stack. Yeah, we're back on track with Betty Mac.